Hey, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us today is a true sonic storyteller, Cedar Falls' own Brooks John Martin.
Hello.
Yes, his eponymous new album, which I have the autographed version right here, is available on CD Baby. Is that correct?
That's right.
Yes. Oh, this is so beautiful. It's actually, well, I'll talk about this later. I'm so excited about this. But let's talk about this man. His new album, which is his fifth, is a sweeping blend of folk roots and symphonic flair with lyrics that drift between dreams and deep emotion. Think Leonard Cohen meets Radiohead with some Beethoven thrown in there. Yes, I love that part. With a voice that carries the weight of winter and the warmth of something real. He's gone by Toast, the Blue Danes, and even Frank Hansen in past lives, but now he's embracing his truest musical self, influenced by legends like Leonard Cohen and Bowie, and channeling the modern magic of bands like The National and Radiohead. Brooks John Martin creates music that's emotional, cinematic, and charismatic and deeply human. From playing piano at age 8 to now owning Catamount Recording, Brooks John Martin has come full circle. He plays most of the instruments himself. He writes through stream of consciousness and isn't afraid to be vulnerable. His track Breathe, which we just played on Corn Country, is a haunting meditation on anxiety, while Clear Blue Waters, which we played earlier on Corn Country today, feels like escaping winter in a vintage convertible. So turn up the volume, lean back, and let's get to know the man behind the music, Brooks John Martin. Welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, it's such a pleasure and an honor to have you here with me today. So let's talk about your career as a musician. When did you first know that you wanted to be a professional musician, Brooks John?
I think it started when I was a real little kid, about 8 years old. I started taking piano lessons, and my grandfather was a jazz pianist and drummer, and he turned me
Ooh,
on to jazz records, Oscar Peterson, that sort of thing. And at
sweet.
that age, you hear that, and it's just like magic. And I kind of knew
Yes.
from a really young age that's something that I wanted to do and try to get good at.
Oh, that is so beautiful. And who do you count among your major influences?
That's all the records I listened to as a kid that
Hmm.
my parents played around the house. And at that
Yes.
time, it was the late 70s. It'd be Fleetwood Mac
Yes.
and the Bee Gees,
Yes, the Bee
the
Gees.
Eagles.
Oh,
All
yes.
that era is burned
Hmm.
into my memory. But I'd say if there's one artist that I really look up to, it's Brian Wilson in modern music, and then
Yes.
in classical music, I've always been drawn to Beethoven, and Rachmaninoff had some beautiful stuff too. So a lot of
Oh,
influences is the long answer, or short answer.
oh, that is so beautiful. But Grandpa started it all.
Yeah, when
Yes.
he'd play Oscar Peterson records, I just thought it was magic, and
Ooh.
I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen, and
Yes.
I want to learn how to do that. And
Oh,
I never have been able to learn how to do that,
of
but
course not. But you've done your own magical thing, inspired by your grandfather's choice of music, which is so beautiful. So tell me, do you have a personal mission statement, Brooks John Martin, excuse me? And if so, what is it, Brooks John?
well, I always said about when I'm writing a song that I need to create something that I want to listen to over and over again, that
Yes.
I enjoy personally, rather than to try to
Ooh,
write something someone else will
right?
enjoy, and I don't necessarily enjoy it. So if I stay true to what I like to hear, I I'm very happy with how it turned out.
There
And
you go.
generally other people like it as well, but if I can play it over and over again to myself, then I'm really happy.
Yes. In the words of William Shakespeare, to thine own self be true. Yes, yes.
That's very true.
So let's talk about, do you have a bucket list? And if so, what is on that list, Brooks John?
I've written some duets. I'd love to sing a duet with a female voice that fits over mine.
Oh, yes.
Stevie Nicks would be great.
Yes.
If I could do a duet with her,
Oh
that
my
would be
gosh.
fantastic. Or someone with a voice that I think would blend
Okay, I'll get on
well with
that.
mine. That'd be
I'll
great.
get on
You
that.
know
I mean,
Stevie? That'd be great.
seriously, I meet these people. I've met her once. I mean, I've seen them twice, met her once, saw, yeah, anyway.
Mhm.
Somehow it just works out. I reach out to these people like Joseph Bonzel, just passed last year. Bless his little heart, of the Oak Ridge Boys. I was able to do the podcast like this, like we're doing here.
Mhm.
And I was going to be an editor for his next book. And then he passed.
Oh,
So God bless him. So anyway, yeah, we'll make that happen for you.
well, that'd be fantastic.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about, what do you like most about owning Catamount Recording?
The best thing for me by far is just being exposed to all the musicians that come through, getting to meet them, watch them play. Uh, the the amount of talent we have in the state of
Yes.
Iowa is unbelievable. And I don't
Right.
think most people know that.
No.
But some of these players, some of the players that played on my album, the bass player and the drummer, they're just incredible players. And
Nice.
for me, who's an audiophile and someone who's just always loved music, to be able to expose myself to that level of talent all the time is really special.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And how long have you owned Catamount?
I think it's been about three
Okay.
years.
Wow.
Tom Tapman, who
Yes,
a
of
lot of people
course.
know locally,
Yes.
he started it.
Yes.
And he was set to retire, and we had a good conversation about keeping it going. He didn't just want to close it, and I didn't either. And it just worked out. And so I'm really happy that we could keep it going in town. It really is a treasure for local musicians to have that kind of studio in town, to be able to record professional grade
Absolutely.
material.
Absolutely. So, do you have any pet peeves, Brooks John? And if so, what are they?
Oh, I'm pretty easygoing, but I'd say musically, I really don't like cookie cutter songs that you
Okay.
can tell that people wrote the song just to write it, and
Right.
and here's a formula,
Right.
and I find that boring
Yes.
and takes up a lot of space that
Mhm.
I'd rather not be there. But
Right.
I'd say that's my pet peeve, is just bad songwriting.
Ooh, that's a good one. I love that. So tell me, do you have a bucket list? And if so, what is on that list?
Well, I don't really play live anymore.
Okay.
But I would like to do a show at some point in
Yes.
time with kind of my greatest hits with the full orchestra.
Yes.
I think would be a lot of fun. I would enjoy doing that at least one more time. But the idea of going on tour anymore, I'm kind of beyond that.
But you're
stage in my
so
life.
young.
Well,
You've got the rest of your life ahead of you.
is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
just make it happen.
Yeah.
I'm serious. So tell me, do you have any spring or summer plans that you want to talk about?
Doing a lot of family travel.
Yes.
I am in the studio now. We're putting together a follow-up to this album, so I'll be spending a lot of time in the studio.
Sweet.
And this one I'm doing a little bit differently. I am hiring some of those professional players that
Okay.
are that I talked about earlier to play.
Nice.
I can play instruments,
Right.
but I'm not very good.
Okay.
I'm hiring people that are 10 times better than me
Okay.
at their instrument.
Oh, you're so
piano
humble.
player
You're
and
so humble.
guitarist. And,
Yeah.
But I'm thinking I'm going to get a lot better result, because just with what I've experienced dealing with them already, they bring a level of creativity that I wouldn't dream of.
Right.
To a song, and putting all that together, you end up with something really, really cool.
Oh, that is so exciting. And your videos on YouTube are just so stellar. Oh.
Yeah, I hired a director. His name's Bobby Hannaford.
Okay.
And we shot it in Los Angeles, and
Okay.
one of them on Clear Blue Waters, we shot in Malibu
Wow.
right before the fire. So
Oh
we
my
kind of captured
gosh.
what it was like
Yes.
there before all that happened. So it's kind of really interesting to watch
Yes.
that.
So
And,
poignant, very poignant and beautiful. So are you from the West Coast originally?
No, I'm a native son. I was born right here in Cedar Falls.
Okay,
So
okay, got you.
born and raised here.
But you picked that area for.
Well, I knew I wanted to do something. Originally, I wanted to do Big Sur because I just love it up there, but that was cost
Yes.
prohibitive.
Oh,
and,
sure.
The song Clear Blue Waters is just all about fantasizing about being in California. So I knew,
Oh,
and
yes.
back to the Brian Wilson thing,
Right.
I knew I wanted to be in California
Yes.
somewhere.
Right.
And Malibu is where we ended up.
Oh, so
And
beautiful.
it was a really fun time
Oh my
making
gosh.
those videos.
Yes. And that just reminds me of the Eagles, go west, young man, to be famous, right?
Yeah,
That's what they did.
yeah. And just in the cold of winter, I think I wrote that song and just dreaming
Yes.
about the California sun and just kind of made it happen on the video
Yes.
side.
That's beautiful. And your viewers are through the roof. They love it.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with how
Yes.
it's gone so far.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't really set about to do this to make a mark that way, but
Yeah.
it's fun to get the feedback and,
Yes.
and see people enjoy the music, of course.
But yes.
Like I said, I'm really writing this stuff for myself,
Yeah.
and I hope other people enjoy it.
Of course.
At the end of the day, if I make something that I'm happy with,
Yes.
regardless of any of that stuff, I feel it's been worthwhile.
Oh gosh, yes. Okay, so tell me, do you have any career-related endeavors coming up, Brooks John?
Musically, I'm just going to stick to the studio. I think I really enjoy the whole process of the studio, and I'm just going to keep making records.
Yes.
I write songs every night at home, and some work, some don't.
Every night?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I just keep
a
guitar right by me on the couch, a little keyboard that I can start little themes with, and if I think a theme's good enough, I'll build it. If not, I throw it in the trash bin and move on. And so I've got all kinds of little snippets recorded, and some are useful, some aren't.
How beautiful. So how do you discipline yourself to do all that you do? Because you've got your Martin Brothers, you've got the Catamount studio, you're at home recording. I'll bet you don't scroll through social media relentlessly.
No, I don't.
And there you go. That's how you can live your best life, friends.
Yeah.
Let's not scroll through social media because we only have so many hours in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Right, John Martin? John?
It is the new way. And I'm lucky. I hire a marketing team to handle all that for me, so I don't have to deal with it.
There you go.
So that's the way.
Delegate.
To go delegate.
Delegate.
I am a business man at heart. So
yeah. So what do you like most about being a professional musician?
I just enjoy the whole process from start to finish. From that, starting with a chord sequence that I like, and building just that into a full-blown song. That the whole process is like a puzzle. And,
a puzzle.
It is for me, and I just enjoy it, just like someone would enjoy Sudoku or a crossword puzzle, or something like that. It's entertainment for me,
right?
To do it.
Exactly. And you're changing lives. You don't realize it, but I do by watching these videos. People are going to get hope by watching your videos. And it's so beautiful. You're transforming lives. And that's powerful. That is extremely powerful. So tell me, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Well, I want to keep writing music, and I'm at a point now where I kind of had to take a hiatus because my kids always took priority.
Yes,
over,
of course.
Over music. But my second one's leaving for college.
Yay.
And my third one's entering his teens.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting a little bit more free time to spend on the music.
Yes.
Of course, I wish I could rewind time and just keep my kids young all the time.
Yes,
of course, that's the best time in your life.
Yes, it is the best time.
But with that said, my next phase of my life is really to focus on recording and try to write the best songs I possibly can. Yeah,
and you're genre defying, which is very cool because tell me about your genre defiance.
Well, yeah, it also makes it difficult.
Yeah,
because if someone says, "Well, you're country," okay, now you can go on this playlist on Spotify,
Right.
because you're country.
Right. Yeah.
I don't really have a label. It
Mhm.
makes it difficult to market.
Right.
Because I'm not really alternative. I'm not really Americana. I'm
Yeah.
not really folk. I'm kind of somewhere in between there.
Yeah.
And so it makes it difficult to market, but it also gives me a lot of freedom
Yes.
in my songwriting, because I can go
Yes.
anywhere.
Right.
So there's positives and negatives to that.
Absolutely. Now, have you thought about writing a memoir?
No.
Oh, you should think about that. You have so much to say. And I do happen to be a professional editor and ghostwriter.
Okay.
So if you don't really feel like writing it, just tell me the story. I'll write it for
You
you.
have to have an interesting story first.
Yes. Oh, you do. You do. I mean, how you from grandpa started at age 8, and that how creative you are, how your mind is very right brain influenced. I find that fascinating. So you can talk to the next generation of singer songwriter performers and encourage them. I think it's something you should think about. Okay. So which one of your songs is your all-time favorite and why?
That's tough to say, because
Uh-huh.
for a song for me to be on a record, it has to be really, really meaningful to me. And so I have to be able to listen to it and not want to skip it.
Yes.
That's the key. So I wouldn't say there's any weaklings
No.
on my list.
Of
But
course not.
there's some songs that when I hear, I go, wow, I'm really proud of that one.
Yes.
Straight Over Me on my new record, I'm really proud of that one.
Oh, okay. Straight Over Me. Okay, so number 4, friends. He's really proud of number 4. Okay, so what do you love about Straight Over Me?
A few things. I think a song has to do one of two things for people. It needs to elicit an emotional response of some sadness, happiness.
Yes.
It has to take you somewhere emotionally.
Right.
But in addition to that, I think it also has to transport you physically in your mind somewhere else.
Ooh.
Like in Clear Blue Waters to California, or
Yes.
Straight Over Me, kind of a gloomy, foggy day.
Yes. Yes.
I think it has to do something like that. And I think in Straight Over Me, I got there. Certainly emotionally for me.
Yes.
I think I did. And with the string arrangements that I put together there, I think it's really lush and foggy.
Oh, yes. Kind of like the day that we have today.
Yeah. If you listen to a song like Riders on the Storm, it's just a perfect song for mood and climate, and
exactly.
it transports you to a storm.
Yes, it does.
And that's why I've always been kind of drawn to that kind of music that can elicit an emotional response and at the same time take you somewhere.
Yes, yes. What do you think about Gordon Lightfoot?
Love him.
Too. You remind me of Gordon Lightfoot. Your voice, just your spirit, kind of your stream of consciousness writing of the lyrics, which is what he did. So yeah, I see a lot of Gordon Lightfoot in your work.
Yeah, I think Bob Dylan said he wished his songs would never end. That they just keep going and going.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Bob Dylan so much. I just finished his Chronicles 1, and it's the best book I've read in my whole entire life, just FYI, if you've not yet read it. I couldn't wait to get home every night just to open up this book. I felt like I was I used to teach humanities at UNI and Wartburg. I felt like I was teaching a humanities course with all his words, because it's a little bit of religion, a little bit of history, philosophy, literature, and of course, music, the Power 5. And wow. But then I went to get Chronicles 2. It's out of print.
Oh boy.
You can't get it. I'm like, what? What am I going to do now?
Tough act to follow, right?
Yeah, right. And of course, his son, Jacob Dylan of the Wallflowers, is amazingly gifted. So it goes out. So are any of your children interested in music?
No, other than the pop stuff.
Okay.
They never played an instrument.
Okay. It's all good.
So no, I never didn't didn't go down a generation.
That's all right. Maybe
I'll be
grandbabies.
the grandpa that
Yeah.
teaches the grandkids.
There you go. Yeah, because grandbabies are the best. I mean, you don't have to worry about them as much as your own children,
Right.
and you can just enjoy them. Yes. Oh, I love that so much. So you said the best time in your life was raising children. What did you love about raising your children?
Well, it's kind of like you get to relive your childhood again, right? You get to take them to
Yes.
Disney World, and
Yes.
just having that just the love that I
Oh,
think that's the most important thing.
oh, yes, the love.
Home is where the heart is, and
Right.
it's
Right.
great.
And you have two girls and a boy. Is that
I have
correct?
2 boys and a girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, got you. Two boys and a girl. And where are they?
I've got one in Oregon State. He's my
Okay.
oldest. He's 22.
Nice.
And I've
What's
got
his name?
Aiden,
Okay.
his name, and I have a daughter named Lily. She's at
Uh-huh.
CFI, and she's going to Syracuse next year.
Sweet.
Yeah. And my youngest son Gavin is 14, and he goes to Holmes.
Nice. I love it. So what does your daughter hope to study?
She's going into advertising. And,
Imagine that.
Yeah, Syracuse has a really good school for that.
Oh,
It's
you
got a pipeline
betcha.
to New York, and
Oh
so
my gosh.
she's pretty happy about that.
Oh, that's beautiful. What I love about advertising is you help others grow. And I'm just guessing that Lily has that same sense because of knowing her mama and her daddy, that helping others would be a big part of her advertising mission.
I think definitely so.
Yes.
She's a people person.
Yes,
for sure.
people person. There you go. Oh, I love that so much. Okay, so what's your second favorite song and why in your repertoire of music?
Well, I'll stick to the new stuff. I really like Clear Blue Waters again for that
Yes.
transport to California.
Yes.
I really like that, and that's kind of my ode to Brian Wilson.
Oh,
I really loved what Brian Wilson did on
yes.
Pet Sounds and
Right. Pet
and
Sounds.
things like that.
Amazing.
So I just wanted to go to California.
Yes.
Man.
Yes, man.
And that's how I did it.
And you've seen them in concert?
Seen without Brian.
Oh, okay.
But,
okay.
Yeah, I've never seen Brian or met him. I'd love to someday.
Yes, yes.
I think what he did with harmonies and putting major seventh harmonies together, and just how he descended some things, and some of his chord changes were just like, when I hear it, I'm like a dog that my ear perks up and goes, where did that come from?
Yes.
And I just love that. Surprises in music. I just love, and he's the master of that.
He is. So talk to me about descending in music.
Descending.
Yes.
Well, you can use that technique for an emotional response to bring it down. And you can also do the opposite, of course. You do a key change
Ascending,
or something to
ascend. Yes.
One of the most powerful things is like a key change. If you can do a key change well, it just the whole thing lifts up, and you get an emotional response by doing that as well. But I found that it's the odd chord that does it more than anything else.
Really?
Where you expect, your ear expects something, and then here's a curveball, but it's a curveball that works. You can't just hit random notes. It's got to be the perfect chord where you're like, ooh, I haven't heard that before, and that's really cool and unique. And that to me is always the surprises in music that I enjoy. Wow. Brian Wilson, of course, was a genius at that.
Yes. So. And you know who's been drumming for them for the past 5, 6, 7, 8 years?
I don't.
John Cowsill of the Cowsills Family Band.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes. Yeah. I had tickets to see them at the Gallagher Blue Door in circa 2016. And well, I guess it's been 12 years he's been with them. And then, of course, as children will, we ended up in the urgent care because she was in a sport and she got injured. So I wasn't able to go that night, but I saw them in the 70s. But John Cowsill was with them. I was hoping to see them both because I saw John in 1971 at McElroy Auditorium with the family band. Second concert ever. First concert ever was the Carpenters.
They're brilliant band.
I know. Too. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Rest in peace, Karen. Which was your favorite concert that you've ever seen?
Well, it's going to seem odd to people, but one of my favorite bands of all time is Stone Temple Pilots. And
yes,
the bass parts that guy wrote for their music blows me away. I mean, I listen to their music just for the bass parts. That may sound crazy, but
no, that's beautiful. The lower end brings so much peace,
and
doesn't it?
He played basically jazz bass to rock music, which was really cool to me. I'd never heard that
Yeah.
before, and of course they're a high energy band. And when I
Yes.
saw them, I was younger, so of course I was in the mosh pit having the time of my
Oh,
life.
yes.
So that one is probably the one that stands out to me. But I've been lucky. I've seen Crosby, Stills, and Nash. And,
You have?
Yeah, and you want to talk
Stephen
about
Stills.
yeah. I mean, you want to
Oh,
talk about perfect harmony.
yes.
They just sounded record perfect.
Yes.
That's another standout for me.
Mhm.
And I've been lucky. I've seen a lot of good shows of some of my
Nice.
idols.
Yes.
Neil Diamond I saw before he stopped touring, and
You
I really
did.
enjoyed his music. He's a great songwriter.
Yes, fabulous songwriter.
Mhm.
Absolutely. We could talk, music for hours. You're such a brilliant man, and I appreciate you coming by. But we don't have all day, unfortunately. But will you come back again?
Sure.
Oh, yes. All right. So tell me now, where can our viewers find you on social media and the web?
Well, on Facebook, you can find me under Brooks John Martin,
Okay.
and Instagram, Brooks J Martin Music,
Okay.
and I'm on under Brooks John Martin on Spotify,
Wow.
Amazon, Apple, all the distributors. I'm
Sweet.
on all those with my new record,
Sweet.
and that's the easiest place to find me. I'll
And
be
there it
having
is.
physical CDs on CD Baby if you
Yes.
like that, and I am getting album actual records made, vinyl.
You
Not
are?
here yet, but
Okay.
eventually I will have them.
Yes, I'm so excited for that. I bought my granddaughter's record players for Christmas, not this year, but the last year. They're like, oh, this is interesting. But they will not stop playing them now, of course. Now that they hear the warmth of that sound, yeah, it's
hard to
just,
go back.
yeah, it's hard to go back. Right, exactly. That's perfect. So, any closing thoughts today?
I'll just thanks for having me.
Oh,
I
my
really
pleasure.
enjoyed our conversation.
Oh.
And, for all the people out there, make sure you support local musicians around here.
Yes.
It's a slog for musicians.
Yes, of course.
So any support that people can go by going to shows and
Yes.
so on will certainly help every little bit. So.
Right. There you go. Support local musicians, please. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
being on the show. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Vicki St. James and Brooks John Martin over and out. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.